everybody, my name is Diana Carolina Garcilosa. I am a student from English teaching program at Amazonian University. I want to share with you how was my experience as a secondary teacher in practice 2, taking into account some relevant aspects in that experience. The teaching practice was carried out at Juan Bautista Lasalle High School, which is located in Florencia, Caquetá. The high school is in good conditions, and the classroom has enough space for the number of the desks. And something important and different is that each subject has assigned a classroom rather than each course. The course that I was assigned was night course, and the group was composed by 33 students, and their age were between 14 and 16 years, and most of them were female.
On Monday from 6 to 8 a.m. and Friday from 6 to 7 a.m. during 12 weeks. But the practice was carried out in couples, so I have a classmate who is Edward Tirado. Each one of us to teach during 6 weeks. The name of the cooperative teacher is Andrea del Pilar González, who was graduated as Bachelor in English at Universidad de la Amazonia. But at the beginning of May, a new cooperative teacher arrived. Her name is Arlene Prada, who is also graduated as Bachelor in English at Universidad de la Amazonia. And it happened because of the appointment by the Ministry of Education. I can say that both of them was good with me. They gave me advice about the teaching practice, and they gave me freedom in the classroom to give my classes and to control the group. Additionally, there was good attitude toward the English classes in general. The student and we were motivated. In addition, the student attitude toward the student teacher and the English was respectful. They prefer the student teacher who are teaching rather the cooperative teacher due to some past problem with her, in this case with Andrea del Pilar. Someday they say to me that they have had some problems because Andrea have say something that they didn't like, and they have inconvenience with them, and they didn't like to go a class. Some of them demonstrate interest and enthusiasm for learning. The majority of them has a bad level because they didn't have developed any English skill. Only one of them had a good level in grammar and pronunciation. For him, it was easy to make presentation, and the classmate like to hear them because he has fluency. And on the other hand, the material used by the student teacher include poster, videos, song, and worksheets. At first, I use poster because we use poster because we think that it was a great way to present and recycle vocabulary, and the student become familiar with the topic easily. In addition, we decide to show videos because a student can't detect leisure content at their place and explore content more deeply during class time. But the inconvenience was that the high school didn't have enough resources as visual aid, so the video event was very busy, and we didn't have the opportunity to use at each class. Moreover, we use sound because a student could practice listening and pronunciation and at the same time to have funny classes. Additionally, we use worksheets in almost all classes because a student could apply the learning to that activities. And in this way, the student work in silent and in couple. In general, all the materials and activities were effective in the classroom. On the other hand, the main difficulties were student interest, and they like to talk a lot. Therefore, students didn't carry out the dictionary at class. They didn't do the homework, and some of them were disconcentrated in class because they were talking with others. And for this reason, a student teacher decided to give positive point to whom present the dictionary. Moreover, I made an agreement with the student. When the student was talking, I said the name, and he or she should sit down in front of the classes or in front of their classmates. The strategies with the dictionary work with some of them. Others never carried the dictionary, despite the negative point they got. They really didn't matter it. The strategy with the chair or with the punishment to sit down then in front work very well because they didn't like to sit down in front of the class. Therefore, they avoid talking with others.
As a conclusion, the teaching practice plays an important role in the student as a future teacher because it lets a student to practice what they have learned during their career and also to interact with teaching and learning contests. Moreover, to deal with real problems and student behavior and adapting the lesson material and tests according to the student needs. And finally, I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. That was a great experience for me, and you have a view of the implication of being a teacher, but also how wonderful the profession is. And really, I would like to repeat that experience because it was amazing. Thank you so much.